Hey everybody, it's Katrina and welcome back to my channel. So it's been a while since I've done like a sit down video, and it's because I just feel so much pressure sometimes to like have it all planned out before I sit down and film something. And I've been thinking about all sorts of videos but haven't gotten myself to do it. And so today I was like, you know what? Even without a concrete plan, let's just whip out the camera and see what happens and try to post whatever you have and see how people respond to it. What I've been thinking for a long time was playing my game, We're Not Really Strangers, with you all, and just kind of using it as a casual way to talk about certain things. And so I was thinking, how can I have a more consistent cadence on YouTube? I feel like I'm always on Instagram, and if you're with me there, I'm much more active. I'm posting on stories almost every single day, and every week I do a weekly Dropbox where people can just leave questions, requests, thoughts, whatever they want, and I love answering the questions there. And so I was thinking, how can I do that, but on YouTube? A struggle that I face is that people like Q&As, people like those get ready with me's, but I don't usually get a lot of questions. And so instead of putting the pressure on you all to come up with questions, I thought, why not just use questions that are already made and in this box? So this is We're Not Really Strangers. This is my favorite card game. It's just a way to build connection with people, get to know people. And this is the Strangers, the original edition, but you don't have to play with just strangers. I also have the Friendship edition, the Couples edition, and I really want to get their new Self-Love Personal Reflection edition too. So I thought I would just make a video and start off with just a few questions and then come on here once in a while. Like ideally I'd like to do it more often, and just answer a few more questions and then open it to you all. If you want to answer these questions, you can do so in the comments too, and we can kind of get to know each other there. I feel like YouTube things just last a lot longer on here. So if you don't, see it on that first day, and if you don't have the capacity to view it, it doesn't mean that you miss it altogether. You can always just come back whenever it works for you. So that's why I really like YouTube. I also just like being able to talk longer than a minute, or being, shrunken down by time restraints. So anyway, I'm going to choose a couple of questions. We'll talk, see where it goes, and then you all let me know what you think about this, okay? Okay, so we can start with level 2 because level 1 is perception, and the questions are for other people to answer about me. So it would be like, do I seem like a morning person or a night owl? Why? So if you all want, and this is totally like parasocial relationship, but I can ask a few of these perception questions, and if you want to answer them about me, you can do so in the comments too, and we can just kind of chit chat from there. A reminder card. A reminder to let go of your attachment to the outcome. Obviously this is supposed to be played with other people to build an actual real life connection, but we're just gonna go with it. Okay, if you want to finish this question or this sentence about me, you can finish it. Just by looking at you, I think blank. So this is your invitation to make whatever assumption you have about me. Maybe this is your first time viewing my video. Maybe you've seen many of my videos. Maybe you know me in real life. You don't have to put it in the comments. You can just think it in your head if you want to. But we'll move on to level 2 questions. So if you have, when was the moment you realized you weren't invincible? This is a hard question because nothing immediately comes to mind. Let me just try to think. I don't think there was like one specific moment, but definitely as I got a little older, like in college, I started to realize my body was just not as strong as some other people. Before that, as a kid, every time I would do strenuous activities, like I was not an active kid, I didn't do sports, I didn't really do physical activity, but every time I would do anything kind of strenuous, my legs, like at night, my legs and my knees would hurt so much. Not a sharp pain, but just this constant throbbing pain to the point where I couldn't sleep. I was like crying myself to sleep, waking up in the middle of the night, just feeling so much pain. And as a kid, my doctor was like, oh, that's just growing pains, you're growing taller. But by like teenage years and like on, I was like, I'm not growing any taller, but it still really hurts. And at that time, I always just put Salonpas, those like pain relief stickers. And then as I got older, I was like, you know, I could just take pain relief medicine. So sometimes I took Tylenol. Since I've gotten a little bit more active and work out and walk more, I feel like my body is a little bit stronger and I feel that throbbing pain less, or like I need to do a little more strenuous activity to feel that pain. So I think that's a good sign to, you know, keep moving and keep staying active and just like take care of my body. Yeah, so that's like something that happened as a kid. Let me know if you experience anything similar. And then just like growing up, I think when I was like 22, all of a sudden bright lights were so, like I was so sensitive to it. So I started sleeping with like a thing that covered my eyes, like a shirt. And that's helped a lot. And so I've just gotten a lot more sensitive to things I eat, my voice, my throat, coughing, a lot of micro ailments. They're not like super, you know, debilitating, but they do impact my everyday life. And this is a tangent, but I don't know where I heard this, but someone was like, if you really want to kind of take some time to appreciate your body and how well you know it, do this exercise as if you were writing a letter to somebody that had to like inhabit your body the next day. So for example, let's say your friend, all of a sudden they're gonna wake up and they're like gonna be in your body and they need to know how it works, right? And because every body is so unique. And when I did that, I realized, you know, like I am very attuned to my body, like regardless of how I feel about it and sometimes negatives or sometimes positives of it, I understand my body well. I can tell like I need a good night's sleep, like on a bed, like somewhere laying down in order for my digestive system to work and to really just like metabolize and feel better the next day. If not, super bloated and it just ruins the rest of my day. So that's something I would put in that letter, you know, like make sure you get a good night's sleep. And then I would say just like make sure to like carry Allegra on you so that you have that, you know, savior once you break out in hives, and to just take care, and all these little things that I feel like we take for granted, or sometimes we can get so negative about our bodies. And I'm not just talking about body image and body size and body type and shape, but about like our actual, you know, physical health. And I think despite all of my little ailments, I still am very lucky and grateful to have the body that I have. And I think sometimes it's easy to forget that when I do realize that I'm not invincible. So yeah, that's I guess my answer. Next question is, what is a compliment you wish you received more frequently? This is a tough question. And it's tough because I feel like we're so conditioned to not really respond well to compliments, and it almost just feels like brag if I were to say anything. But let me think again. What is a compliment you wish you received more frequently? Honestly, like I do feel like I get compliments quite often, which I feel appreciative of, and I think I'm getting better at saying thank you to it. I think maybe, and I don't know if I need this. Oh my gosh. All of a sudden I'm like feeling already like that spicy kind of nose feeling where you get a little bit emotional. But when I was saying like, oh, I feel like I get complimented a lot, it's like by, you know, peers or people online or stuff like that. But a compliment that I feel like I wouldn't hurt to get more is maybe from my parents and sometimes like family. I think like I put in a lot of thought and consideration to my parents, whether they ask for it or not, or want it or not, or whatever. And I feel like I go through so much of my personal guilt, like, you know, when I'm not with them, even if it's just like a day or whatever, or like a certain thing. But when I start to kind of think about their emotions or whatever, it can get me into this really like guilty place. And I sometimes think it's all in my head, but it wouldn't hurt to maybe like get some affirmation or appreciation from them of just like, we realize and appreciate how much you do think of us, you know? And I think the thing I just remind myself is like, they tell that, especially my dad, like, it comes out in different ways. Maybe not like explicitly thank you or like, oh, I'm proud of you or I love you or whatever, but it's like other ways that they show it. And I think it does mean a lot to them, and they do recognize it. And it's like in those little smiles that I catch. And so it's not really like something I really, really wish I received more, but if I had to think about like, oh, where do I feel like I don't receive compliments? Maybe it's from my dad. Okay, let's just do one more so the video doesn't get too long. What is your first love's name and the reason you fell in love with him/her? I feel like I mentioned this in another Q&A, but I feel like my understanding of love has been very confusing and like changing as I got older. Because before, when I was like growing up, I would never think that I loved anyone. I was like, no way. I don't know what love is, and I still don't really know what love is, but I think now I'm more liberal with the word and with the feeling, and I just feel like if they have left like this mark on me and there's somebody that like, you know, remains in my heart, not that like I actively want to be in a relationship with them or that I'm actively like, oh, loving them, but that I do think they were something special because I've had so many crushes. Like that's why I feel like I've made that mental switch between like, you know, crushes and like or love as I got older, because growing up, dude, I had crushes on everyone. I had crushes on people who I've never even talked to. See them and I'm, oh, kind of cute, and like all of a sudden like crushing on them, you know, and then like that infatuation. But when I say love, I think they're people that I've gotten to know a little bit more and that feel like they know me a little bit more. So anyway, I'm not gonna say this guy's name because I don't want to, but I'll just talk about it. I don't even know why. I can't even tell you, like pinpoint a reason why I had feelings for them, but it was young. It was like elementary school, like middle school. I think probably because I thought he was cute at first, and I think at that time, just like, I don't know, I really can't tell you why I like people, like, or why I start to like people. I think it always has to start with attraction, right? Like physical attraction. And then when you get to know them a little bit more, like just kind of have those like playful like interactions and stuff, and it just like makes those feelings in you, right? Like the textbook love or liking someone, you kind of feel those exciting feelings, or like you want to gravitate towards them. You like want to get to know them more, and I felt like I was super awkward with this person, but I felt like when we did talk and get to know each other, like they understood, and as best as they could in middle school or elementary, maybe more middle school, like appreciated me and my quirkiness, or like, I don't know. This is like kind of this is making me feel kind of funny to just say this. I doubt they'll ever watch this, but I feel like if other people watch this who know me and know it, like they'll know who I talked about. It's kind of like all over the school, like people would know. And so I'm like fine with it. It's like, it's so long ago, and it's something that I look kind of like fondly and like it's like a playful, like fun thing as kid. I just think, yeah, like we got to know each other on like a deeper level, and I felt like enjoyed our conversations and, you know, the feelings that come with that. And even though I wasn't ever looking for a relationship at that time, I felt like it just, yeah, it was just something that would make me kind of like happy and feel those like, you know, giddy little feelings. That tells you nothing about this person and why I fell in love with them or why I liked them. Because the truth is, I don't know. Is anyone like that too, where you just like people and you're like, oh, I'm not sure why, but I guess that's that. Okay, so anyway, that's gonna wrap up this first little video of these casual questions. I didn't even drink my tea, but now I think it's cooled down a little bit. This is sencha from when I was in Kyoto this past March, and I really like just like light teas. I just like something warm sometimes, even though it's super hot. And I just love tea. I could drink it all day. I also have water too, but anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. I keep slapping my knee. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see more things like this, because this has been something that I've been thinking about, but just not sure how people will respond to it. If we like these like YouTube versions, or if I should keep these Q&As more like one video but talk about a lot of different topics. Do you want them to be like a certain theme? So maybe one whole video is about like relationships, or one whole video is about family or something like that? Or do we like this kind of random answer whatever comes? So just let me know any thoughts you have. It would be really helpful for feedback and just for me to have some direction moving forward. Thank you so much. I hope you all have a great day, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.